This house right here, it was built in just 30 days. That's right, it took 1 month to put up this structure. And believe it or not, we sell all the materials, the blocks and channels, to build a house just like this one for only $14,600. So, check it out. $14,600 for all the blocks and channels to have a house just like this one in about 30 days. So, is it worth it? Let's take a look and see if the product is actually good quality. Stick with me till the end of this video, and we'll do a tour of our standard kit number 3. A 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom house. Let's go. Alright, so let's head inside. We'll take a look and see what it's like in there. Right off the bat, there's a window here. Then there's a large door. The blocks, you can see the ceiling height is quite nice. The foundation was made with bricks, and the foundation beam was waterproofed. We didn't actually build this one, this is a client's project. He simply bought the kit from us for $14,600 and hired a builder to put the house together for him. Look how nice it turned out. It's very thermally comfortable inside. Here we're in the living room and integrated kitchen, all in one space. Over here there's a bathroom here, and a bedroom. Right, a bedroom. It's not a small room, it's about a 3x4 meter room, more or less. I can see 3 blocks here. The blocks are 1 meter long. 1, 2, 3. So this wall must be 3 meters. And this wall must be 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, wait, it's not 4, because that's a half block, so it's 3.5 meters. It's a very comfortable room. Over there is another bedroom. Here's a bathroom. And the client actually added another bathroom. He expanded on our design. He put another bathroom right here. He bought the extra blocks and channels to be able to add another bathroom. Here's another bedroom, a bit bigger than the first one. And as we come back out, here's the living room with the integrated kitchen again, all together. And back there is where the laundry area will be. So this house, as it is now, with the extra bathroom, and back here, there was a laundry area, but he removed it, made the bedroom bigger, and consequently made the kitchen bigger. It ended up being about 66 to 70 square meters. The standard design, the standard kit, is a house that's 10 meters long by 6. This way is 6 meters. 6 meters wide. So he added a meter. That would make it 66, but it wasn't exactly 1 meter that was added. Southwest this house is close to 70 square meters. And it's a very comfortable house with 2 bedrooms, and it ended up with 2 bathrooms. So it's perfect for a family with 1 child, maybe even 2. And this isn't meant as a primary residence. This house is in an area that's more, in touch with nature, outside the city center. The purpose of this house is to be a cottage, you know, to spend a weekend or a holiday. Look at the size of the lot. The lot is really big. I think it's about 1,000 square meters here. Really big. So you can have a vegetable garden, a flower garden, a pool, a recreation area, a barbecue pit. There's an immense amount of space here to use the land however you want. And the house takes up a minimal area of the lot and will easily meet this family's needs. To spend a weekend, a holiday, carnival. Basically, they'll have a summer house to enjoy this very pleasant climate here in Aldea. We're in Aldea, which is a higher altitude region here in Recife, with a more pleasant climate and more contact with nature. This project is really nice. And look at something very interesting. Look at the rubble left over from the blocks, man. Just look, for a house this size, look at the size of the house. It's big. It's a big house. It's not a huge house, but it's a big house for this amount of rubble. This is what was left over from the blocks. And this amount of block was only left over because the project was altered. If the project had been followed to the letter, the modulation, the design size, there would have been practically no block waste at all. If I'm not mistaken, there are only two sections where we cut blocks in this entire project. But since it was altered, the length was extended, an extra bathroom was added, then it was necessary to cut more blocks. But even so, look, it's very little waste. This here, it's not even worth ordering a dumpster. This here, in a small cart, in a little pickup truck, you can take it off the site. This amount of rubble for a project this size, man, it's minimal. It's not even worth considering. If you were to build this whole house with bricks, you could count on a full dumpster of waste using the traditional method. So, I came here to the shade. Oh, it's much cooler here. It's very hot over there. For us to talk about deadlines and data. Let's talk about the data for this project. A lot of people ask me, but Tiago, how much do I spend to get the house ready, finished, completed? So, I don't have data on finishing because I don't do finishing. What we do is this, look. We do the foundation, the beam, raise the walls, pillars, the roof beam, the slab, the parapet, and that's it. That's our scope. Leaving here on Monday. Today is Friday. On Monday, we're going to build a house just like this one on that lot over there. There's this lot next to it. So, at the back of this lot, there's another lot from another owner who bought the same kit and is going to build it there. It's not my team that's going to build it. It's a bricklayer I recommended, a bricklayer who usually works with me, who will build it for her. But the kit is ours, the project is ours, so it will be exactly like this one, very similar. And so I don't have data on finishing, plastering, ceramics, doors, windows, because we don't do that. Now, for the structure, yes, I have data. Let's suppose the project had been followed to the letter, which is a 60 square meters house. If you consider the CUV here in the region, it's from 2,000 and up per square meter built. So, you would spend at least 120,000 reais to get this house ready, at a minimum. That's saving on the finishes, saving as much as possible, using the traditional method. Here in this kit, the owner paid us 14,600. It includes all the blocks, all the channels. What doesn't it include? The slab. The slab, he had to buy separately from a local supplier, cement, sand, gravel, and rebar, basically that, and the labor, of course. I didn't even want to ask how much he spent. I think I'll even ask to see if he'll share that information with me, but I don't feel comfortable disclosing it publicly on social media, because it's a private project. It's his thing, you know. And if I talk about his cost data and open it up to everyone, a lot of people who know him, friends, whatever, will find out, and I don't think that's. It's not a very, very precise practice. But, if you want an average, based on the cost of the structures we typically build, it's in the range of 800 to 1,000 reais, on average. Some structures are much more expensive, some are much cheaper. Since this project is modular and well optimized, it's a cheaper structure. So let's consider an average of 800 reais. If you take 800 reais per square meter for the structure, times 60 square meters, that comes out to less than 60,000 reais, right? So, it's very cheap, man. It's very cheap. And then, with the structure ready, the finishes are your choice. So, some people will install a 2,000 real toilet. Some people will install a 200 real toilet. Some people will want a top-of-the-line door for 5,000 reais. Some people will install a simple door for 300 or 400. So the finishing is in your hands. You decide how much to invest in the finishes, which is the most expensive part and where most of the money is spent on a structure like this. And, in the end, it's up to you. You can choose to save more and use lower-end finishes, or invest a bit more for a more distinctive look. Alright, can you build cheaply? Yes, you can. And with our standard kit, that's very easy to do. Let's take another look. And look what I found here. This still needs to be installed. The drip edges. So all the drip edges are ready here. They're already in position. This drip edge is 80 centimeters long and 23 wide. And they'll be installed up there, on top of the parapet, see. But he's only going to install it after the plastering is done. Since the structural mason finished and left yesterday, a new mason will now come in to apply the rough cast, plaster, and do the finishing. And when he's done with the plaster on this wall, he'll come with the drip edges, placing them on top of the entire house's parapet, and on the water tank as well, and then it's done. The paint on this house will be preserved for much longer because water won't run down the facades. The drip edge diverts the water flow. It prevents water from running down the facades and reduces staining. It's almost ready, isn't it? The finishes are missing, and then, lastly, the drip edges will be installed, and it'll look great. This is going to be awesome. So that was it. Another cellular concrete block house being completed. And now the owner will start the finishes, and in a few months, this house will be ready. Perfect to be lived in, to be used for many, many years. The best thermal comfort, the best acoustic comfort that exists. Much more quality in the price, look, way down. Only 14,600 Brazilian reals for a standard kit like this one. So if you want to know more about this kit, see the project, the size, where it's delivered, how much it costs to get it to your region, below are our contacts for a quote. There's also a link to the kits page with the list of materials and a 3D video where you can see the entire structure already finished, with finishes. Alright, if you liked the video, don't forget to leave a like, because that helps us promote our work. If you're not subscribed yet, Subscribe right now, because the next videos I post are going to be really interesting. And you have everything to gain by being subscribed here to our channel. My name is Tiago Mello, and I'll see you in the next video.